What is good, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the WeSportin podcast. And this is going to be the last episode for predictions. This is our Super Bowl prediction. This is the last video before the Super Bowl starts. Really sad, but also exciting because we're finally here after 17 weeks of football. And now we're here, and we're here just to, give what we got. Me and Drew have our, what we have. Also, me and Drew are tied in in predictions so far.
In our pick'ems. Yeah, we're tied in pick'ems. We're both 7-5 after, 3 previous weeks of playoff games. So if you guys didn't watch the last episode, Super Bowl, how they got there at the end, Nico and I came up with a little wager because we're putting it all on the line here. So, I have no idea what he's going to pick, and he has no idea what I'm going to pick. But if it's different, if this is winner take all, what we're going to do is the loser has to buy a Buccaneers Tom Brady jersey and wear it in the next 2 weeks of WeSportin videos.
Yes, sir.
We have locked it in. Winner take all. This is it.
And as Drew said, guys, this is it. Like he said, we're going all in.
One last hurrah, baby.
Exactly. So we're going to start it off. And I'm just going to start it off the bat of who we're picking, because right now, guys, we've had about a good week to analyze everything. So now everything since ESPN put their stuff in, since we have our statistics pulled up, since we researched how these two have played in the past. And right now, Drew, we're going to get Drew's pick 'em right now. Drew, who are you picking to win the 2021 Super Bowl 55? Who do you have?
My Super Bowl 55 predictions. Now, I took the Pro Bowl week to recover from the NFC Championship loss. I had to take my mind off of it. Had to. However, it was really a toss-up for me when I put my mind to it. You could flip a coin for me. You got Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense, defending Super Bowl champion. They've been here before, but nobody's been there more than Tom Brady. And Tom Brady is back in his 10th Super Bowl. It's really a hard one. I hate to do this.
No.
But I'm going with Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win Super Bowl 55. There it is.
So, okay, guys, Drew's going to go with and this is on record.
The underdog, actually.
They actually are underdogs. ESPN does have them projected Kansas City to win 52% to 47%. That is the predictions. A little surprised just because on the fact that they are playing in Tampa, but yeah, who knows? I'm going to move towards my prediction. We have seen from time to time these two teams absolutely either come back or have they been underdogs. Kansas City has not been underdogs. They were underdogs. No, Tampa Bay was underdogs. Okay,
Tampa Bay is a 3-point underdog in this, according to Vegas.
Yes, and divisional round when they played Washington, people had Tampa winning, obviously. Next round, New Orleans, they had them losing that game against the Packers. The MVP, Aaron Rodgers, they had them losing. This man won. When we really look down into it, guys, Tom Brady has overcame every single doubt or hate. He's overcame it so much. So it now really comes down to Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes has been smoking teams in the playoffs so far. We saw that Cleveland game. Kudos to Cleveland for being there. That wasn't enough. He absolutely obliterated Kansas City. Obliterated.
I believe the word that you're looking for is obliterate.
Obliterate, yeah. My bad. I'm stupid, guys. And then
English is not your strong suit.
It never was. Then we move on to the Buffalo game where they were down 9-0. I turned off my TV. I turned it back on. Kansas City was winning. Guys, it comes down, and I don't want anyone to say, well, in a week this, Patrick Mahomes absolutely beat Tom Brady. That was in the regular season, guys. And we all see how Tom Brady's been playing. We've all seen how the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have been playing. But I'm going to pick now. I actually have not told Drew who I'm picking. I even kept that to myself this whole week.
I have no clue what he's going to do.
Yeah, you guys, no one has no idea who I'm picking.
But we're going to go now because you're picking.
On the line right now for this bet, I am going to go with none other than the Kansas City Chiefs to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. Now, you guys are wondering,
Hey, thank God we're opposing, first of all, because if we had picked the same team, then that bet would have been thrown out the window. We would have needed some funky tiebreaker off the top. I was not prepared for that. So I think it's good that we're picking opposite teams.
Yeah. So, guys, I'm going to go with Kansas City here just because I just know how Patrick Mahomes has been electric. And you know what? On that Tampa Bay offense and defense, this is a lot of their first times. Minusing Gronk, Antonio Brown, and Tom Brady, subtract them. Almost all of their entire team has never been to the Super Bowl or hasn't even been even remotely near the NFC championship game in the last 10 years. Okay. So I'm going to go with the experience on this one. Okay. Yes, Tom Brady has experience, but Tom Brady can't only significantly win that game for them. It's going to come down to experience out as a whole team. And I'm going to take Kansas City. They've been here before. They've been there before. They were doubted last year against the 49ers, and now they're ready to go this year. And I'm expecting Kansas City to walk away. Let's go with actual scores, actually. And I'm going to pick my score of what this game's going to be, and Drew's going to be shocked. I have this final score being 35-21. Kansas City walks away with this one.
Wow. And I guess I should give my final score, huh?
Yes, you should.
I do agree with you. I think it's going to be high scoring, but it's going to be a lot closer than that. It's not, I don't believe it's going to be a blowout. I'll go 31-28 Tampa Bay wins.
The thing is about the blowout, though. Have you seen who Kansas City's played?
I mean, yeah, but they haven't really blown out a team. I mean, other than Buffalo, where they just kind of ran away with it, the last game that they won by double-digit points was November 1st against the New York Jets. So, and
I feel like when a lot of teams play Kansas City, though, they go in hard on Kansas City. Like I don't care if your team is 0-8, 0-9. If you're like 2-8, 2-6, who cares? You're gonna play those Super Bowl defending champions, and you're gonna play your life out because you know that's the game that you will show up on. I mean, we saw in week 6 when they went up against Oakland. Who in the heck thought Oakland was gonna beat the Kansas City Chiefs?
See, and to prove how insignificant they are, Nico doesn't even know that they moved to Las Vegas this year. Wow.
Oh, yeah, they did. Oops.
They're the Vegas Raiders now, big dog. It's all right. It's been a long day.
Yeah, so I'm showing you that a team like the Raiders, who a lot of people don't really look at to be amazing, can beat the Chiefs. But I'm saying that when teams in the playoffs, let's go with Cleveland for an example. Cleveland thought they had that Kansas City game for maybe about 5-10 minutes. And that rest of the game was Patrick Mahomes.
Well, I mean,
and then he went out.
It seems you forget. Yeah, he was out.
He was out, and then Mr. Henny died.
Right, anything was possible. I mean, they prevented a Cleveland comeback, but
Yeah, and I do also believe that all the other members of the WeSportin podcast members are having their own picks as well with their videos that are coming out as well. We have my video coming out later on today. And then actually on our trivia video Friday, I think as a group, we'll all say who we're going to pick win the Super Bowl, right? Yeah.
Right. But this is our prediction video right now. This is the weekly series that Nico and I have been doing throughout the postseason. So it's only right that the final episode of this season just be us and we go a little more in depth.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, to explain my pick a little bit, because I didn't really get much time to explain it, and I know Nico is shocked because you're a Packers fan. How are you gonna pick Tampa Bay? I didn't think Tampa Bay was capable of getting to this point at all. I thought they weren't going to win against New Orleans, and I certainly thought they were dead against Green Bay. But to their credit, they came out and They won. They beat both teams, and here they are. They've earned the right to be here. And just crunching the numbers, just looking at the team stats, I didn't realize that like how good. Like Nico, I'm gonna ask you a question. All right, on a points per game basis, Kansas City or Tampa Bay, who's the higher scoring offense?
I'm going with Kansas City.
You'd be wrong, good sir. Tampa Bay has put up more points per game than the Kansas City Chiefs this season. Tampa Bay is averaging 30.8 points per game. That's good for third best in the NFL. And Kansas City is averaging 29.6 points per game, which is good for sixth.
Wow.
Now, yeah, right. Let's go points per game on defense. Which defense do you think is better?
Tampa.
You'd be right. 22.2 points per game given up by Tampa compared to 22.6 points per game given up by Kansas City. It's not that big of a difference, but Tampa Bay still has the slight edge. And like another important stat that I feel like is really going to come into a factor. Who do you think has the better turnover differential?
Like getting turnovers or being like turnovers in general by the offense?
Turnover differential, which is like takeaways and giveaways. You take those two numbers, you smash them together. What is the difference in there? Like who has the higher turnover differential?
Probably Tampa.
It is Tampa. Yeah, +8 compared to +6 for Kansas City.
Well, those
are a lot of important areas
mm-hmm.
that personally I didn't realize because yes, I understand how good Kansas City is, and I understand that Kansas City can put up points literally whenever, and their defense can step up whenever they need to. Like last playoff and this playoff, like they'll draw up a good game plan and they'll come through when you need them.
But I will say that we did discuss this yesterday. We did discuss this yesterday on the video that we were talking about earlier. The video.
How they got there.
I said yesterday that it's not about who's on the defense on paper. It's about how that defense works. So, yeah, maybe Kansas City's defense is a little off because they have missing pieces, but we've seen a lot of those pieces become very good. Like we have Sorensen, Hitchens. I mean, we've seen guys who no one even remotely gave a chance in the NFL draft when drafting or signing them. But then we see them now, and Sorensen had a great year interception. He was probably one of the top Pro Bowling safety. He's a safety, right?
Daniel Sorensen is a safety. I mean, I believe, he led the team in tackles. He had 91 total tackles. He had 3 interceptions on the year, 5 passes defended. I mean, he didn't lead the team in interceptions though. That was Tyrann Mathieu. Tyrann Mathieu had 6 picks, which is good for.
I'm saying as an underdog.
No, I understand what you're saying though. Like good teams, even though they don't have the pieces like Kansas City, they find a way to, step up when it counts. But like just looking at Tampa Bay's defense and like comparing that to Kansas City, not only are the pieces there, but the scheme is there too. And yeah, they have some weak points in the secondary. I mean, Tampa Bay was 21st in pass defense, bottom half of the league. However, I think they can still make an impact in the pass game because you got guys like Ndamukong Suh, Shaq Barrett, Jason Pierre-Paul, Devin White, all had 6+ sacks on the season.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas City only had 2 guys with 6+ sacks. Those are Frank Clark and Chris Jones, both Pro Bowlers. And just like the impact that defensive line can make with Todd Bowles' blitzing scheme, like we saw last week against Green Bay. Green Bay has a fantastic offensive line, although they were missing Bakhtiari, but that showed that like that defensive line can make life nightmarish for a quarterback. And I don't care who you are. You could be Patrick Mahomes, you could be Aaron Rodgers, you could be Josh, you could be anybody. A quarterback under pressure will not do as well as a quarterback with a clean pocket. And I feel like Todd Bowles is going to draw up a lot of schemes where the defensive end gets in the backfield, gets after him, and just makes life miserable for Patrick Mahomes, and especially the run game. Oh, Tampa Bay.
I'll tell you right now, for Kansas City, we're not. I feel like this for both offense, we're not going to see any running. We're going to see throwing. A lot of throwing.
Not at all. Kansas City's scheme is going to rely on the pass.
Well, yeah.
Because Tampa Bay will shut down the run. Tampa Bay, their run defense was the best in the league, only giving up 80.6 yards per game. The next best is 10 yards ahead. And that's like a first down per game that you're not giving up. Like, that's a huge margin at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but we've seen off of Clyde Edwards-Helaire even for Kansas City this year.
I don't think it matters, though.
Hold on, wait. But I'm saying, though, for like – we looked at Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Okay, let's look at a guy like him who's in that offense. I don't think that he's even worried about touching the ball because he's going to catch the ball almost 3/4 of the game that is being thrown to him. I think the only time they're ever going to run the ball, and I mean legitimately run the ball, is on the goal line with Le'Veon Bell. And I think that's when Le'Veon Bell will be executed or Williams will be executed. But I don't think – because Le'Veon Bell's turned into a power back, though, for them.
Le'Veon Bell doesn't have the size to be a power back, though. That's the problem with Le'Veon.
But he's not like Clyde Edwards-Helaire body type, like tall. He's not like tall, but he's
small. He's smaller than Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I'm pretty sure.
Helaire's 5'8".
Oh, really? All right, he may not be small.
Yeah,
well, Clyde Edwards-Helaire looks a lot bigger than 5'8". I'll say that much. Le'Veon Bell on the goal line. My problem with that take is just that the running style of Le'Veon Bell, it's not exactly jump into the pile, pound the ball on the goal line. It's more like let the blocks develop, be a patient runner, stand back, and yeah.
Compared to though Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who's 5'7". I just looked it up. It's 5'7", or compare Le'Veon Bell to 6'1" on the goal line. I'm gonna take Le'Veon Bell's experience on the goal line if they wanted to score a touchdown rushing than a Clyde Edwards-Helaire who's still a rookie.
I mean, I guess, but the run game isn't going to make that much of a difference.
No, and you usually, guys, we see in Super Bowls, we don't see guys have big run performances unless their team is based on them. Like we saw
unless you're Timmy Smith.
Yeah, basically. Or if you're like the 49ers from last year. I don't even think the Niners ran the ball that much last year, and they were a run-first offense, and they didn't even run the ball that much. I mean, we saw Garoppolo throw a lot more than we've ever seen him throw before, and obviously because he's going to have to resort to the throwing, and that's exactly what Tom Brady and Mahomes does. And now Mahomes is playing a guy this year I think Mahomes kind of has like the same matchup as he had last year, but just different quarterbacks. I mean, he's going up against a great defense like he did last year against the 49ers. Now he's going up against a great defense in Tampa Bay. He's going up against a very, a workhorse offense. I mean,
well, see, like I agree with your comparison for the most part. Just the glaring difference here is that Tampa Bay's offense is much more explosive and much more high scoring and a lot more talented than the 49ers offense last year ever was.
Well, the Niners
top to bottom, quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, O-line. You compare last year's NFC champion to this year's NFC champion on offense, it is night and day. It is just like
that's very true, but we're also seeing right now also, guys, for Kansas City reports as well. I'm looking at injuries right now just so you guys have a better mind perspective of what's going on in injuries. As of right now, Demarcus Robinson has been ruled out of the Super Bowl this Sunday, which is going to hurt Kansas City a lot, one of their deep threats. And Sammy Watkins is questionable. So if both out, they're going to be looking to McCole Hardman and Byron Pringle on offense, along with Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. That's a big blow for them. Watkins and Robinson are both, very amazing deep threats for Kansas City. Now let's move over to here. As of right now, Levante David is questionable for this Sunday in the Super Bowl. Antonio Brown is also questionable. We saw Antonio Brown miss the NFC title game, and we saw Antoine Winfield Jr. also out for the NFC Championship game as well. Tampa Bay looking for him to come back and making a big explosive.
Yeah, Antoine Winfield Jr. I think that's a big out because their safety Jordan Whitehead. I mean he's all right, but Winfield is really coming to his own this year.
Whitefield is also questionable for Sunday.
Oh, Jordan Whitehead.
They're both their safeties are questionable.
Oof, that's something that Kansas City's gonna. Okay, by no means when I say Tampa Bay is gonna win, by no means am I gonna say by blowout. It's gonna be a fantastic game on both sides. It's gonna come down to the wire, and quite frankly, if Kansas City wins, Will I be shocked? No. But I can't bet against Tom Brady in his 10th Super Bowl. Like, that's the factor that we haven't talked about yet at all. That like, every time I convince myself that the Chiefs are going to win, Tom Brady, there's a little voice in my head, Tom Brady, number 12 in pewter. I'm still here. I'm back, and I'm not going away anytime soon. Do you remember me? This is what I do. And it is what Tom Brady does. And I'm like, crap. It's Brady.
Yeah.
Why won't he just go away?
And here's the thing, guys. And
I can't bet against the guy. He's been there so many times. And like, yeah, Mahomes is great. Some would argue top 50 of all time right now. Hot Takes episode coming soon.
Hot Take episode part 3 coming soon. Part 2 has already been filmed and recording, and it's being done right now.
But I digress.
I do want to ask you this one question, though, Mr. Drew, and this will be the last thing that we'll close on.
Okay, Mr. Nico, what is your question?
The refs. That's the one thing I do want to talk about.
Oh, stop.
No. Oh, don't even stop, Mr. P.I. Kevin King. You should be interested in what I'm about to say.
Let me
ask you this.
Tale about the refs.
If Tom Brady loses this Sunday off of the crap, and I'm going to call it crap because it doesn't even deserve to be called bad play calling. It was crappy one in the NFC Championship game. How mad will
I'm not going to argue with you there.
How mad will you be?
If Tom Brady loses
on some bad calls, if it's a fair game, guys, I think Drew will agree with me. If it's a fair game,
right, just call the game the right way. Call the game consistently for 4 quarters. Whatever you stick to. If you're going to let them play, if you're going to throw flags, that's going to be not as good a game if you let them play.
Yeah,
but just stick with it. Call it a game. Don't make any like groundbreaking calls that's going to impact the game. Like there's been all postseason.
Well, let me ask you this: it's more of if the game is called unfairly, because we have seen, and I think what everyone needs to understand right now that there has never been an NFL game in my mind has been called down center. Each team has gotten like.
Well, obviously that's just human error on the part of the refs.
Yeah,
and like I know which game you're referencing. I mean Green Bay, Tampa Bay.
Even New Orleans Rams.
That's true. That was a couple years ago. I mean, we're past that. They changed the rules for that, and then they changed it back because it's like nothing was done. However, I mean, if it's called as close to fairly as they can, I think we'll be satisfied. And whoever wins then wins, and it's going to be fine. And as Forrest Gump would say, that's all I have to say about that.
Hopefully on our recap episode on Monday, we won't be sitting here. Either I'll be cussing him out or he'll be cussing me out on some crap that happened on Sunday night.
Well, this is a family-friendly channel. We don't curse.
Oh, guys, I also did learn how to bleep now, actually. So.
Oh, you learned how to bleep?
Yeah,
that's great.
So we could say, I'm not gonna say it in this video, obviously.
Well, man, bleep me.
I did not think Drew was gonna say it.
I just want to test the theory. I just want to test it. We'll fix it in post. We'll fix it in post.
Oh my God, Drew just goes. Okay. Anyway, guys, so that is the end of our episode today on NFL predictions. Drew drops F-bomb, might be in just the thumbnail right then and there. It's just gonna be Drew drops F-bomb.
Great, thank you.
No problem. But guys, thank you guys for watching today's episode. We're gonna have.
You know what? Hey, regardless of the outcome, it's been a pretty fun postseason. Trying to predict what's gonna happen. And it all comes down to this.
Let's shake hands, Drew, for the final time real quick on this Sunday. There we go.
COVID-friendly shaking hands.
And I actually do have the Tom Brady shirt ready. If I do win, that won't be on.
Oh, me. No. If I lose, I'm going out on Amazon. I'm getting like a full Tom Brady jersey.
I just have a shirt. Is that all right if I have a shirt?
Wear the shirt, wear what you have until you can actually like get a Brady. See, I don't have anything Brady for right now, but
Yeah.
Like when it comes in, then the next 2 weeks after that, then it'll start.
Yeah, true. All right, guys. So if we can get this to 10 likes, I know that might be a lot, solid 10 likes, we're going to release trivia video early, not Friday, but we're going to get it done for you guys as soon as we can. And we'll release it to you before Friday. Cause I know one person who is pumped to have trivia on Super Bowl trivia this upcoming Friday. But if we can hit 10,
Oh, these guys aren't going to know what hit them. These guys aren't going to know what hit them. Nico's going to be upset again, and I'm going to love it.
Okay, and also, guys, on Monday we have our recap video of the Super Bowl, which is our last recap. And also, if you guys didn't know, we have a Twitter. If you guys don't mind looking at our Twitter real quick, not
Go
link.
blow up the WeSportin Twitter.
Yeah,
Come
honestly,
on.
guys, we need ideas. We're running out. I'm just kidding, guys. We're actually in an announcement too, real quick. We're going to be starting basketball coverage after the NBA All-Star break. I'm going to be starting my coverage on basketball. Drew's not much of a basketball guy, so this actually.
You know what? I'll still try to be here covering as much as I can.
Still try to, but we're going to be seeing a lot.
Oh, by the way, Nico, while we're still on Twitter, just to go back to that a little bit, go follow me on Twitter at Drew Westland.
I'll leave Dylan's Drew. I'll leave. You know what? I'll leave the Just Talking About Sports, and I'll leave Drew's link down
Absolutely.
in the comments. And
because if y'all didn't know, I also do stuff on Just Talking About Sports. So
yeah,
go visit us over there.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun business over there with Ethan. Ethan was on here, great guy. Go watch his stuff. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching.
But that's enough from us.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching today's episode. If you guys don't mind, like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys can also go follow the Twitter at WeSportin, that'd be great. Thank you guys, and thank you guys for watching. Peace.